Hello friends, today's topic is why the relation between India and Pakistan has been so much acrimonious since partition. My lesson plan includes why it is in the news, why has the relation between India and Pakistan become so much soured or acrimonious, and finally conclusion. Friends, why it is in the news? The Prime Minister of India, while giving interview to an American correspondent, Lex Fridman, said that all the noble efforts of India to normalize relation with Pakistan was met with hostility and betrayal. India made several overtures at diplomatic levels to make its relation with Pakistan peaceful and cordial, but every effort of India was met with hostility, terrorist attack, military conflict, and export of terrorists into Kashmir Valley. Friends, as you know that after partition of India, two countries were born, that is India and Pakistan. But there was also a third party, and this third party was princely estates. Almost all princely estates either merged with India or Pakistan except three: Jammu and Kashmir, Junagadh and Hyderabad. Junagadh acceded to India after plebiscite. Hyderabad was captured by India through police action. But Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir decided to remain independent. He made a standstill treaty with Pakistan, but when tribal militia with the support of Pakistani army raided Jammu and Kashmir, captured Gilgit and Baltistan, Muzaffarabad and Mirpur, and they were about to reach Srinagar. Maharaja fled from Srinagar to Jammu. He had no option but to sign over the instrument of accession on 26th October 1947, and so on 28th October the Indian army landed at Srinagar, flushed out the infiltrators and captured more than 2/3 territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The war went on for 1.5 years, but ultimately, after the intervention of United Nations, the ceasefire was announced on 1st January 1949. Friends, as you know that India had upper hand at that time because the resources of Pakistan was very much weak when compared with India. But in order to bring peace and in order to ward off the third power involvement, India decided to have ceasefire on 1st November 1949, and thereafter that ceasefire line became the line of actual control between India and Pakistan. Secondly, the Indian government showed its liberality by giving 55 crore rupees to Pakistan in spite of Pakistan raiding Jammu and Kashmir. Friends, as you know that the total cash reserve of the British India was 400 crore rupees, out of which 300 crore rupees had to be retained by India and 100 crore rupees had to be given to Pakistan. India had already given 45 crore rupees in 1947, and the remaining 55 crore rupees was given to Pakistan in spite of the acrimonious relationship between India and Pakistan and the ongoing war between India and Pakistan on Kashmir issue. In 1950, a compromise between the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Liaquat Ali Khan, popularly known as Nehru-Liaquat Pact, was signed between India and Pakistan, whereby it was guaranteed that in both countries the rights of minorities would be protected. But as you know that when India was partitioned, the total population of Hindus in Pakistan was around 21%, but now it has been reduced to 3%. While in India, at the time of independence, the Muslim population was around 3 crore, and now it increased to 18 crore. So while the population of minorities, Muslims and other increased manifold. In Pakistan, the status of Hindu and other minorities diminished with the passage of time. Pakistan did not protected its minorities, and most of the Hindus were converted because of the constant communal strifes going on within Pakistan. India also made overtures at the behest of the World Bank, whereby the water of Indus River and its tributaries were divided between India and Pakistan. The water of the Indus River and its tributary Chenab and Jhelum was to be utilized by Pakistan, while water of river Ravi, Byas and Satluj was to be utilized by India. It is a fact that due to this Indus Water Treaty, India lost major chunk of water. India is the riparian state, and all the rivers flow through Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. But for the sake of goodwill and a cordial relationship between India and Pakistan, India sacrificed and made Indus Water Treaty in 1960. But in spite of this sacrifice, Pakistan did not get satisfied. It always blamed India that India is diverting water from these rivers by making dams and canals over them. And this is not a true fact. Friends, as you know that in 1965, when Pakistan was under military rule, Pakistan raided and invaded India, and it wanted to snatch Jammu and Kashmir forcefully from India. India retaliated, and eventually Pakistan was defeated. However, Soviet Union brokered peace, and Tashkent Agreement was signed between two countries, whereby India returned or ceded all the captured territory of Pakistan in order to show goodwill. Friends, as you know that in 1971, a new country named Bangladesh was born. It got bifurcated from Pakistan because Pakistani political establishment did not recognize and did not hand over power to Mujibur Rahman, who got majority in 1970 election. And so people of East Pakistan agitated. They started agitating against Pakistani establishments. The Pakistani army tried to crush the movement, and so large number of refugees fled from eastern Pakistan to India and around Calcutta, and this caused huge economic burden upon India. And so India intervened, and because of this intervention, about 90,000 soldiers of Pakistani army surrendered. But in Simla Agreement, which was inked in 1972, it was decided to hand over all the surrendered soldiers to Pakistan as a goodwill gesture. It was also decided that the issues between both countries would be decided bilaterally without the interference of third power. The Simla Agreement was a good gesture on the part of Indian government, but Pakistan did not reciprocate, and it started fishing in the troubled water of Punjab, which was under Khalistani movement in 1980s. It supported Khalistani terrorists. Similarly, it started supporting terrorists in Jammu Kashmir Valley. It made several camps for imparting terrorists in the Pak occupied Kashmir and then exporting to disrupt in the valley. And this terrorist activities is still going on in a few districts of Kashmir. In 1999, India again extended its goodwill gesture, and the then Prime Minister of India led a delegation to Lahore. But this gesture was not reciprocated by Pakistan so much so that Pakistani army clandestinely captured Kargil, leading to the full-fledged war between India and Pakistan. This war resulted again the defeat of Pakistan. In the month of July 2001, India again showed its diplomatic initiative by calling Agra summit between the Indian Prime Minister and the then President of Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf. But this Agra summit also failed because of divergent opinion with regard to cross-border terrorism. Pakistan responded this Agra summit by exporting terrorists to attack Parliament in the December 2001, whereby 5 terrorists entered into the Parliament premises and wanted to disrupt and destroy Parliament buildings and MPs inside Parliament. But all 5 terrorists were killed. 13 security personnel were also killed in the conflict. In retaliation, India mobilized its military forces on the India-Pakistan border, and the stalemate continued for the next 10 months. Government enacted the Prevention of Terrorist Act (POTA) in order to strengthen legal action against terrorist activities. In 2002, Afzal Guru, a supporter of terrorist activities, was also hanged in 2013. In 2008, Pakistani-sponsored terrorist attack Mumbai, thereby killing more than 130 policemen and civilians. In 2016, India started negotiating with Pakistan in order to ease the tension between two countries. It started bilateral talks. It resumed trade between both countries. But the good gesture of Pakistan were responded by terrorist attacks in Uri military installation, in Pulwama, thereby killing 40 CRPF jawans. India retaliated by surgical strike at Balakot, killing lots of people. In 2019, India revoked Article 370 and 35A, which gave Jammu and Kashmir a special status. Moreover, Jammu and Kashmir was downgraded to union territories, whereby Jammu and Kashmir were made one union territory with a legislative assembly and a chief minister headed by lieutenant governor, and the other union territory was Ladakh, headed by an administrator appointed by the President of India. The revocation of Article 370 and 35A was very much protested by Pakistan, and it wanted to internationalize this issue on different international fora. As of now, there is no trade relation between India and Pakistan. There is very much restricted people-to-people exchange between two countries. Terrorist activities are still going on unabated in Jammu and Kashmir, although its frequency has very much come down. Friends, now the question arises as to why the relation between Pakistan and India did not get normalized after partition. Reasons are not far to seek. The first reason is the ambition of Pakistan to have parity with India. Secondly, Pakistan doesn't recognize the instrument of accession signed by Maharaja and its annexation with Indian Union, contending that it was against the principle of two-nation theory because majority of people of Jammu and Kashmir were Muslims. Friends, as you know that right from the beginning, it was the objective of Pakistan to have parity with India in strategic matters, and so it aligned with SEATO, CENTO and Baghdad Pact. It went into the American camp during the Cold War period, while India remained non-aligned, and it kept distance between the two blocs of Soviet Union and US. Pakistan became a pawn in the chessboard of capitalist countries. It got huge aid and military equipment, and this led to the high growth in its economy. So much so that from 1947 to 1965, the growth rate of Pakistan was just double than that of India. I mean around 6%. It was because of this urge that Pakistan detonated nuclear bomb in 1998 when India detonated nuclear tests in the same year. Knowing that India is very much superior in conventional warfare, it resorted to terrorist activities, imparting training to them and then sending to Kashmir Valley to disrupt the economy of Jammu and Kashmir and to radicalize the Kashmiri youths. Friends, as you know that in Pakistan, it is military which controls the government. The military and its subordinate ISI has upper hand over the civilian administration. The military establishment doesn't want to have cordial relationship with India. Otherwise, they would lose huge military expenditure. So whenever there start the peaceful process between India and Pakistan, it is military establishment which sabotages this peace process. Friends, as you know that since partition, Pakistan has suffered from political instability. This is because of the fact that the Muslim League never went to jail, never agitated against the British imperialism. The leaders of Muslim League were politically naive. They had not been properly trained, as in the case of Congress leadership. Pakistan was carved out from India by the British imperialists to subserve its interest in the Middle East and to act as a buffer zone between Soviet Union and India. Because of the weakness of political leadership, the military establishment took advantage and imposed dictatorship in 1958, in 1977 and in 1999. So Pakistan has been under the dictatorship for more than 30 years. Weak political leadership is not allowed by the all-powerful military establishment to have a better relationship with India. Friends, the acrimonious relationship between India and Pakistan is also complicated on account of Pakistan-China axis. In recent years, China is now a close ally of Pakistan. It has invested huge amount in Pakistan. It is constructing China-Pakistan economic corridor, which will connect China with Arabian Sea. Gwadar port is also being constructed at the mouth of Arabian Sea. And so, now China wants to get it connected with Arabian Sea. Whenever India raises the question of terrorist activities in the UN, China vetoes that resolution, thereby supporting Pakistan. Apart from China, Turkey, Organization of Islamic Countries and Malaysia support Pakistan on the Kashmir issue. They give huge amount of aids and military hardwares. Because of the support of the US in earlier period and China in recent times and support of Islamic countries, relation between India and Pakistan has become very much complicated. Friends, now I conclude. The Kashmir issue has been the bone of contention between India and Pakistan. The Pakistani army virtually controls the civilian administration. It doesn't want a normalized relationship between India and Pakistan, lest its importance in the Pakistani politics would be weakened. Hence, political restructuring of Pakistan is necessary for the cordial relationship between India and Pakistan. Friends, I have concluded my lecture. If you have any suggestion, please share and subscribe my channel AJIS Academy Indore. Thank you very much.